Hi guys, welcome back to Raven Element. My name is Roses. It's been an incredibly long time since I've done a reading here. I think it's been probably about a year and a half. My life circumstances have done a complete change. I've recently upgraded my spare bedroom in this house that I've built. It's going to become my tarot sanctuary now for my readings. And if you guys remember my readings in the past, you'll kind of know that I am an intuitive reader. And so I don't always go with what the card's technical definition is, right? So I'd like to start doing readings for you guys every week. And you guys know how this works. Only take it if it resonates. I don't use the term divine counterparts. I don't really believe in it. At least not in the sense of divine or divinity. All of these decks are pre-shuffled, but I'm going to shuffle again on camera for y'all. The deck I'm using today is the Horror Tarot. It has like Halloween theme to it. Hopefully you guys can see this really well. I do need to probably upgrade my setup again. At least as far as my camera goes. So what I'm going to be bringing you guys is a 7-card totem reading. This has to do with the elements and a bit of my artistic flair. This is going to be for creatives. Now, if love or work or anything else comes out, maybe everything will come out. We'll see. So the first card that we're going to start off with is going to be Raven of the Earth. So this raven shows you where you're rooted and grounded, what the heart of the situation is. All right, we already had one fall out here. 3 of Wands. So I feel like you're standing your ground on something. You're definitely rooted in something that requires you to stand your ground. And creatively, whenever you're watching this video is going to be timeless. It could be that something that you've been working on for quite a while from the past is coming back around again. And it's coming back around in such a way that others could be challenging your stance on things. That's definitely what I'm getting, is other people around you could be challenging your stance on your belief surrounding this potentially. For others of you, you could be seeing something inspirational, this aha moment, I guess you could say, and you're seeing something and you're urged to jump on it because now it's finally time to do the thing. So maybe you've been working on something for quite a while, and this something is ready. I just dropped a whole bunch of cards, but I'll pick those up later. The way I feel about dropped cards is if they jump out, then they want to get excluded from the reading. So it just sort of narrows in our focus a little bit. Yeah, I was going to say the next card is Raven of Fire, which is perfect for this Ace of Wands energy. So I feel like you're definitely feeling inspired this week, for sure. Something you're very passionate about is coming in. And creatively, it could be something from your past that's now, you know, a new spark coming in. There's definitely a lot of green in these cards. This one specifically has a lot of like green magic surrounding it. So some of you could be practicing herbal remedies or something like that, or this could be some new kind of creative breakthrough in regards to your health. Some of you could definitely have, and I suppose this can really apply to almost everybody if you look at your natal chart, but a lot of fire and earth, potentially. And with this second card here, the focus is, what are you offering, essentially? Like your current vibration, creativity, or contribution. And what you're offering is something in a new way. Maybe you're taking something that has already existed and you're breathing new life into it. Because the Ace of Wands is that spark, that flame that ignites. And it could be that you've been kind of waiting for this to come around for a while, and now things are finally coming together for you. This week, if you've been having challenges set you back, what your primary focus is in this creation is being illuminated for you, is what I'm being told. Being illuminated for you. And I can't, it could have to do with love, because I'm looking at these shadows on the wall. This is going to sound really strange, but I can scry off of a lot of things. And so all I need is just a small amount of light. And I'm kind of looking up and I'm seeing like these shadows of light coming in through the curtains right now. And it looks like a heart, but it looks like a heart that's been wounded. And now there's some kind of new inspiration coming through, some object of desire. And so if you just recently got out of a relationship, not even recently, maybe some time ago, someone could have come around that's sparking feelings again. And you're just kind of like, oh, wait a minute. I do have passion. I do have feelings. This is reviving feelings, right? And for creatives, it's just something new. Something I feel like you may be jumping on, like some sort of opportunity. Something that you finally can make work. That's the offering. The next one is going to be the mirror. And this is going to be specifically what feedback on this inspiration is appearing in your life. So it could be how others are perceiving this scenario. However it's going to fit for you, it's going to be different for everyone. How are others perceiving this? I mean, do others even know? You know, you would have had to have created it and put it out there first for others to be having an opinion on it, right? Or maybe you've shared it with someone close to you. This is how others are going to perceive it, or how they are perceiving it right now, or even you with yourself. That is way too many. I'm going to take the first one that flipped out here, which is Seven of Pentacles. How you're seeing is a lot of work that you've taken to get here. It wasn't just through fortunate circumstances that came to you from the universe. Oh, universe, deliver something to me. So many people are counting on the universe to hopefully bring them this thing, but nobody wants to put in the work to actually manifest. That's something that you see a lot of, is people with this wishful thinking that aren't actually putting in the work. But I feel like you are putting in the work, or people see that you're putting in the work. Or once you come out with this final product, painting, something that you're creating, people can definitely see the hard work that you've put into it. Or maybe close friends around you can see that you're working on something. It could be that you've gone sort of silent. And this card right here gives me kind of a watcher energy, and someone's kind of watching, going, aha, look, it looks like they're actually working on something right now. It looks like they're working on something. Or something is being reworked. Something is being re-engaged. Resonating with you, definitely give me a like and a subscribe. I'm just starting back out again, and I would really like to grow this channel with you guys so I can continue doing this. You can expect weekly videos on Saturdays for right now. It's the time that I have to do these, and eventually more as we go along. And let me know if you like this spread, because I'm an intuitive reader, and I don't even usually often use spreads, to be honest with you. I just try to channel what is coming to me. So this is kind of a new take as well. This fourth card here is going to be the tie that binds. This can be collaboration with others. It can be synchronicities. It can be the influences that you may or may not see, in other words. And this is sort of like that little red thread that holds everything together. And what we just got that popped out was Page of Cups. And in this little deck, it looks like a little Jack in the Box. Interesting. So I feel like something could be popping up this week. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer in on these cards. Sorry guys there. Hopefully that helps. And the fact that I wanted to put it on top of the Ace of Wands tells me it's like, ooh, this spark of creation that's just like kind of popping up out of nowhere. This opportunity that's coming to you. If you guys are job searching, it could be that this opportunity is coming in and it's a surprise. What you don't see coming is a surprise inspiration, a surprise visit, or even surprise. This person is giving you something. If it's another person, they have something to contribute to what you're doing, or an idea that grows a spark within you, or someone, you know, you're having a conversation with someone and they're saying, well, I'm doing this, this, and this. And a light bulb goes off in your mind and you're like, you know, I could make that work. Like, ooh, I can make this work. Or maybe you've been slightly at a standstill creatively, like you've been in a block, because we all have them. I personally have only painted once in a year, which is really crazy for me. And there's something that ignites that spark in you again. It makes you want to put in the work. It doesn't even feel like work. And it feels like something that you can tolerate, but it kind of comes out of nowhere. The thread that holds it together is sort of this idea or feeling that comes in or comes along, or maybe it's a person that comes along in a love situation anyway, depending on how, it's going to be different for everybody. But like I talked about earlier, if you're wounded, it's like, surprise, here comes this person that kind of sweeps you off your feet. And you're kind of like, I don't know if I have what it takes to put in the work, but it's right here in front of me. So maybe I do want to put in the work. Right? And let's see what's operating beneath the surface. The hidden patterns, challenges, or what potentials or something else you don't see coming that you can untap. Ooh, again, that went flying all the way over here. 5 of Cups. So it could have been something that's been around you for a while. Could have been friends with this person for a while. And they just bring this idea to you. And you're like, oh, I can make that work. But it's the 2 of Cups that you haven't seen behind you because you've been focusing on all of this that went to the wayside, or all of the work that you put in. Maybe you got so far on a project at one point in time, you just kind of stopped. And now it's being reworked again. Like maybe you're working on a book and you got so far into the storyline, and then you sort of lost the vision, and the vision is now unraveling in front of you. And it starts with someone bringing some kind of idea to you, or someone offering to join the cause, so to speak. And it wasn't something that you were necessarily readily seeing, but now you're seeing it. You're seeing it, and it's clear as day. And yeah, it might be work to put this in, It might be a lot of work that it's going to have to be done. But you're ready to do it. You're ready to face that challenge, right? You're ready to jump on the opportunity. And the pattern is that oftentimes, being an Aries, I'm definitely guilty of this. I have a lot of creative projects that I do. And when it comes to crafts, I do all sorts of things, right? And at least in the case of Aries, and I feel like I can somewhat speak for Aries, not just because I'm an Aries, but I'm married to an Aries. My brother's an Aries. I grew up with an Aries, and I have a lot of Aries friends. And we're all very passionate. We're all very creative. We get misunderstood as it being anger, but really what it is the way it comes out, the way our passion comes out about a subject. And we tend to, I use the saying, put too many irons in the fire at the same time, right? So we're great at starting things, but we can be terrible at finishing them because being the fool, we're on to the next thing, right? We're jumping off the next cliff. We're creating the new thing. We're manifesting the new thing. And so we tend to jump from one thing to another. And so it's hard for us to nail down, certain projects to get them completed. And so that kind of ties back into this, that maybe it's something that you started, you lost vision of, and now something else has come along to kind of spark that insight that you needed to complete it, to want to go back to finish it. Maybe some of you are going back to school to finish your degree because you want to get a better job, Maybe you didn't even know what you wanted to do anymore. You're like, is this even where my passion is anymore? Is this even where I feel guided to go? And something comes along that either changes your mind, takes you in a new direction. You're going headlong into that. Or you finally have developed the stamina, staying power to finish what you've been working on, and it's actually quite a surprise to you. And it could be through collaboration with someone else that kind of comes in as like, hey, I've got this idea. And you're like, oh, well, you know what? That actually really ties into what I was doing over here. Do you want to work together on this? Or that gives me a really great idea of something that I did in the past, and now I want to do it again, and it hasn't been my focus. My focus has been on something else. And I have a pattern of not focusing on these things, but now I'm ready to focus on it. I'm ready to do the work. Going back to the health that I talked about in the beginning, you're ready to do the work. Maybe you're ready to go to therapy. Maybe you're ready to actually put in the work to fix something, potentially. But it wasn't something that was in your current foresight. Sorry, my dogs were getting a little bit loud out there. So let's look at the next card. This is the 6th card. It's the guidance and insight. It's the guidance and insight here. I feel like I have given you guys some guidance and insight. You know, if you're working on something, maybe it's time to dust it off, start afresh, build something new from it. What phoenix can you get to arise from the ashes? Maybe that's what your focus is, perhaps, right now. 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords as a guidance. If you can't rework something, I'm being told let it go and go into a new direction. So this is kind of splitting off in 2 directions now. You're either working on something that you're going to bring back, that you've been neglecting. Or the flip side of the coin here, because I always talk about balance, is some of you actually do need to let something go. And somebody's going to do something that is shocking or surprising that's going to kind of be the tipping point for you. The tipping point. And so the guidance is, yeah, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let something else new come in. See where you're being taken. Look for the ship that's coming in. Is the ship coming or is the ship going? Right? Focus on what you're seeing, but also be cognizant of the patterns of things that have been happening in the background. There's a surprise that you may not see coming. That maybe shouldn't really be a surprise to you, because it could be another karmic lesson popping up for you because you didn't learn it, so you have to do it again. Because I find, like, in life, when challenges present themselves and you either skirt away from them or something of that sort, you'll find that these patterns start happening, especially with the Saturn coming back around, the Saturnian energy. It's like having to repeat a cycle. So the guidance is stop repeating the past of pain and hurt. Let that go. Go towards what makes you happy. Look for an opportunity that you wouldn't necessarily look for. And it may take a little bit of work, but you can get there. And surprisingly, there's going to be someone coming along, once you start looking into this, that's going to be helping you out. And this is the manifestation outcome. The last card. Last card here. Manifestation outcome. Manifestation outcome. Got 2 cards here. Sorry, these are hard for me to see with all the red here. 4 of Swords and King of Cups. So what you're manifesting is feelings that have been long put to rest, or feelings that for a long time have needed to be put to rest. The darker sides of your shadow need to be incorporated, or they are being incorporated. And in order for that to happen, for you to manifest this, you have to let go of pain, or you have to use that pain as a point to build on, to be able to grow from that, to reach out for a new opportunity, to become the light in the darkness. Because once you see the true light, no longer can you look away. No longer can you sit back and not focus on the 2 cups that have always been behind you or beside you. How can you use those 2 cups in a new way? That's what I'm being told. In the Void Raven, which is the energy under the deck, is the World. Yeah. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm holding it probably so far away here, but it's the Cthulhu in this deck, the World, the ending the cycle. Break the patterns, end the cycle, start anew. And that fits very much with the sign of Scorpio that we're going into, which is the Death card. It's a time of renewal, letting things go, and letting new stuff come in. And don't let the monsters of the past that have seemed overwhelming break you down. Find your path through, is what I'm being told. You're going to find your path through. Someone may even be coming along as a surprise to help you. I'm going to get one more card for guidance, or maybe a whole bunch of cards. I don't know. I don't feel like I want to take all that. The Tea Leaf Oracle. Cards want to shuffle. Very strange today. Barrel. You feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. So something's been weighing you down, but that something isn't fulfilled. And so it's time to fulfill it for yourself. Don't always count on somebody else to fulfill it for you. In fact, no one can fulfill your happiness for you. I feel like I've mentioned this to my kids on so many different occasions when they've come to me and they're like, I'm unhappy because of this situation. And I'm like, that's the problem, is that you're relying on outside influences, people, things, materials to make you happy. That's not what's going to make you happy. What makes you happy is your own inner guidance inside of you, how you fulfill your happiness for yourself. And that can be materials or other things or things like that. But that's only temporary. If you can't be happy with yourself you know, then you're going to keep repeating that pattern of being let down, you know, being, you have the barrel, but the barrel's empty, right? And so it's weighing you down. So you can't let what others' opinions are of you weigh you down. It's up to you to fulfill yourself, to let go of the pain and focus on what you have. And what you have, once you start getting into your own energy, if this resonates. For some of you, you're already in your own energy. And what you're doing is creating something that's going to fill the gap, fill the void. Creatively. And club, someone will try to make you do something against your will. So make sure if the surprise person that's potentially coming in for you to collaborate is not going to weigh you down. Make sure that what you're working on is going to be taking the direction that you want it to take. And for some of you, that means maybe potentially, cutting someone out of a project and moving on your own. Letting the Three of Cups go. And yeah, it's going to take more work, but you're willing to do it because that's what's needed.